Well, hey there, and welcome to Energy Mastery TV. I'm Nick Hansinger. I'm the president of Energy Mastery, and this is the Friday finish line. So what this Friday show is really all about, it reminds me, it's been really reminding me a lot of when we had a yoga studio, and I had one of my very favorite classes was Fridays at 4:30, and it ties into exactly what I wanted to talk about today, which is how to bend time and live happily ever after. Because time can be really oppressive for people. And so what I wanted to talk about is, in particular, I remember that the class was at 4:30 on Fridays. And class time would start, and I remember some people coming in, like it was always a really full class, and I remember some people coming in, it's like they'd practically leave like skid marks right up to their mat, like they're just rushing in, going to get there, and just doing everything they can to get there. And I just thought that was amazing, and I remember some people, they'd come in a few minutes late, or they'd be, even 15, 20 minutes late sometimes, but they showed up and they were still there. And it really made me think about why and what allowed that to happen, because, man, that's not an easy thing to do. But what it was having that time set for themselves, right? So they set that time. They said, here, I'm going to this class at 4:30 on Friday. I'm going to be there. Right? So like the Friday finish line, 5 o'clock on Friday, I'm going to be here, and here we go. And when you set that time, what it does is it puts a container on the time so that you can bend time and make it happen. Like we've probably all been there where we've got I'm sure you have, you've got a million things to do. In fact, for me, just as I was driving down here, Southern California traffic on a Friday afternoon, and what should have been a 45-minute trip took me 30 minutes. And that just happened just because I knew that Friday finish line, we're starting, here we go, right? So that timeline, setting that frame for the container is really important. So I don't know about you, but have you ever, decided that you were going to do something, and then you just got stuck in it, and it took like 10 times longer than you thought it was going to take, right? And what I'd ask is, did you set a timeline for it? Did you say, I'm going to be finished at this time, and really make that declaration? Because I guarantee that if you didn't, it's really easy for that time to bleed over and to keep lingering and to keep lingering. And then before you know it, it takes 10 times as long, or, it's an hour later. In my life, like one of the things that I run into is if I'm working on a web page, like this is really, a big one for me. Like if I'm working on something technical and kind of getting into it there, if I don't have a timeline for that, and then it comes time and you start to finish it, well then, okay, then it's done. Okay, so the time is pretty much done, and now we're tweaking, should the button be this color or that color? What font should I use? And you start going into all these things, and that perfectionism starts to take hold, and then it just takes forever to get it done, right? To really see it through. But when you have that clear timeline, that gives you the opportunity to say, yep, this is my time, I'm making it happen. If you happen to be, I don't know how many parents you have out there. There's probably a bunch of parents, hit a Y in the chat if you're a parent. Parents know this really well because, you have to work with time in a very different way than other people, because you set that time, and then it just needs to, you just need to happen. You just find a way to make it happen. And that's really powerful. So that piece right there of just making sure that you decide, this is what I'm doing and this is when I'm ending it, that puts that container in place, and then you're good to go, right? Or how about this one? When you don't have that, how many of you out there have, you find yourself just all of your time goes away to everybody else, and then before you know it, you keep whittling away at your time until there's nothing left for you. And so say you're working on a project, and it's going to take me 15 minutes longer. Okay, well, I'll finish that for 15 minutes longer. Oh, and then I'm on to the next thing. Oh, but I'm out of time for that. Okay, so just a few minutes longer. Before you know it, all the time that you set for yourself is gone, right? Because we don't honor the time limits that we set. So that's a whole other part. So once you set it, is to really honor it, because that makes a huge difference. And I guarantee that if you have that, you will absolutely be able to master time. If you can master your energy, you can 100% master time, like no question about it. It's really just a matter of how you manage yourself in and through all of those different tasks, right? Because I don't know if you ever feel like there's not enough time. Do you ever feel like maybe there's not enough time to take a break? And then when you do, you just get to that point where you're just like, you just keep, collapsing, and that's exactly why, is because we haven't set that time frame and set a really good frame for the time so that it really happens. So then once you've depleted yourself, like if you do that enough, you will deplete yourself. Like that's exhausting. You go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and to constantly be oppressed by this or behind the 8 ball, like it's really exhausting. Sooner or later, that will, when you deplete yourself like that and deplete your energy, your body will get sick. And you may start to feel sad or frustrated or just like, oh man, like this is never going to end. And then it's time for a hard reset, So I don't know if you've, ever remember with the Windows back in the day, you get the blue screen of death. It's like nobody knows what happened, but all of a sudden nothing was working and you've got this horrible blue screen, right? And then it's a hard reset and whatever you were doing is done, right? So same thing. It's super stressful when that happens, right? And it's really, really, really hard. And it happens because of all these little ways that we kind of wheedle away at our time and wheedle away at our energy. You've probably heard it say too, time is money. Right? Money is energy and everything is energy, right? But that time frame becomes really, really important. And then once you have to hit a hard reset, you're just basically starting over from scratch, and that's just no good. So what we're really talking about is how you master your energy, right? And master yourself through that. And yeah, part of it is just a mental decision. That's absolutely really important. Another part of it is really holding yourself clean and clear and focused to stay on point. So making the decision, staying clear in your energy, keeping your energy moving so that you can work within that time frame. And then once you've got that frame, you can definitely play with it and compress it. There's no other explanation for me to be able to make a 45-minute trip in 30 minutes. Not in Southern California, that's for sure. Was there a little speeding going on? Yeah, but not that much. So it's totally doable. And it happens when you're able to really work with your energy in a powerful way. So if you've been going through cycles that you just haven't been able to solve yet, like going, getting compressed, getting sick or stressed out or whatever that thing is, and then having to reset. Well, if you're going through something like that, you'll definitely want to check out one of our classes, because you're going to need to rebuild the foundation at that point. And all you have to do is just reach out. You can even text me at 775-453-0724. Just drop me a text message, and we'll definitely talk about how you can get that back on track, rebuild the foundation of your energy so that's really clean and clear, and you have way more mastery over that, and to sort out some of the mental patterns that keep you running ragged and trying to get it all done and be all perfect with it. So that's really how you bend time and live happily ever after. So right now, set your timeline. When are you done for the day? What's next for you? So that this Friday finish, you can really, the finish line, you can really hit that finish line and then go into a great weekend, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's being productive and doing awesome things. Maybe it's just relaxing and, doing some other things that you love to do, or spending time with your family, whatever that is. If you set that timeline, you'll be sure to hit it, go hit it. Really honor that, and have an awesome day, everybody. That's what the Friday Finish Line is all about. So thanks for joining me on Energy Mastery TV, and we will catch you in the next episode. We've got one coming up on Monday for Magic Monday. So if you want to talk about coming to a class or getting into one of our programs, it's 775-453-0724, or just comment in the link below. Okay? Peace.